A woman just gave birth to 2 children. She was abandoned by the irresponsible husband. Because the family was so poor, the children had to brave the cold every day, collecting wood on the street to support the family. The good thing is that the neighbors all know the family's difficulties, so they would deliberately put some chopped wood on the roadside. Let them pick them up and take them home. This day the boy was walking past the sweet store, suddenly stopped in his tracks. Looking at the delicious cakes, they couldn't help but lick the glass. The kind-hearted boss saw what the 2 boys were thinking, turned inside and prepared to give them some, but unexpectedly, the child knew he had no money, had already silently loaded up the firewood, pulled the cart and disappeared into the street corner. When the boss came out again, he realized it was too late. When they returned home, the 2 siblings carried the firewood into the house. By now their mother had already prepared dinner, although they had a hard time. But this does not affect the bond between mother and child in any way. After the pre-dinner ritual, the mother took out the long overdue bread. She broke it into 2 portions and gave it to the child, but she couldn't take a bite herself, because the bread was too hard. My sister had to soak it in water. She could barely chew it. The older brother, who was growing up, he ate all the bread in one go. Even though he ate all the scraps that fell on the table, he still felt hungry. The mother was so distressed that she could only hide her face and cry. Luckily, the boy was very understanding. He ran to comfort her and said that although he had not had a good life, but as long as he could be with his mother and sister, he was very satisfied. Finally, with a kiss from his mother, the 2 children went back to their room to get ready for bed. They climbed on the old wooden bed. They took off the clothes they had been wearing since they were born. They put on pajamas that looked like old rags. Then they fell into a deep sleep under a blanket full of holes. The mother saw the children sleeping. Then she dipped the candle in her spittle and extinguished it. In a short time, the 2 children slowly rose into the air like souls out of their sheets. They came to a mysterious space. There were gift boxes all over the place. There were all kinds of beautiful clothes hanging on the trees along the road. It looked like the fruit of an apple tree. Brother excitedly shaking the trunk of the tree. Then he asked his sister to take the fallen clothes together, find the dressing room and change. Then the 2 continued to explore. They came to the ice cream plantation. Here you can not only choose various flavors of ice cream, you can also let the calla lilies on the roadside. They can also have the calla lilies on the roadside to help them drizzle the rich and sweet chocolate sauce. Further on, there is a wide variety of dessert square. The roadside is not only filled with cocoa cakes, even the floor is made of chocolate. Hand in hand, the 2 of them came to a huge lava cake, writing on the dear cookie a light tap. The whole cake will be transformed into a merry-go-round, not only to meet the entertainment needs of the siblings, next to the unlimited supply of donuts. When finished with the playground, the mysterious space also prepared casual snacks for them. This cornfield in front of them, everywhere sprayed with colorful popcorn. The young boy, who had never seen the world, thought it was as cold as snowflakes, but did not expect. This popcorn tastes better than the bread at home. Finally the 2 went to a children's playground full of toys. Each picked his favorite toy. Straight into the innermost room, there is a luxurious children's bed and soft bedding. The siblings yawned heavily as soon as they got into bed. In a short time, they fell into a deep sleep, and the soul also returned from the dreamy paradise to the dilapidated home. When the siblings woke up, they realized that it was a dream. Looking at their tattered clothes, their hearts were full of loss, but when they looked up, they were stunned by the scene in front of them. The living room was not only filled with ribbons, there were countless gifts piled up. There were all kinds of food on the table that they had never eaten before. It turned out that the kind-hearted dessert store owner during the day to see the poor children, specially prepared such a childhood gift for them. Looking at the food in front of them, the siblings' original depressed mood was swept away. They ate the ice cream on the table, even to make sure it was no longer a dream. The boy even poked his buttocks with a fork. Only then did they continue to eat with joy.